What is up, YouTube? So I've been MIA. I'm sorry. Things came up. I had to call Corey back, unfortunately, to have him come back and fix some rust on the car that we found more of. I think the last video, he and I think the whole video together was like him finishing up kind of the last bit of the rust, the floorboards and stuff. And then I went in and seam sealed everything, repainted the entire undercarriage and resealed everything off with some like rust preventative stuff, and really trying to get it obviously as close to completion as possible, because the rear subframe is still, we're kind of waiting on more parts. So I'm like, well, what can I do in the meantime? So I undercoated the entire car. Now it's great. There's no more rust, until we found out that on the actually on both driver's side and passenger side, the rear quarter panels, the arches, have a bunch of rust underneath the paint. And the passenger side had about 1/4 of an inch, if not thicker, just caked on layer of Bondo. And underneath that Bondo was hidden rust. So I'm finding out more and more about this car the more I look at it. And so where I've been these last couple of months since Corey last did all that, is calling him back out, cutting out the rust, putting in new metal. And I'll show you guys here in a second what I did, because I was in the process of making a video of how to do body work, how to lay down the Bondo, the grits of sandpaper, glazing putty, like the works. And as I was halfway through doing this video, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm educated enough to teach you guys how to do this, when there's people like Chris Fixit. There's Brian from Paint Society on YouTube, who's incredible. There's like another guy, I forget his name, Lakeside Auto out in Florida as well. Awesome guy. He's probably spent like 40 plus hours just watching their videos. And so I thought, I knew I was good enough to do the job, but not good enough to teach it. So it didn't feel right showing you the steps on how to do it, when my car came out great, don't get me wrong, but I'm not good enough to teach it. I'm just gonna put it that way. I'm good at teaching a lot of things. But that's something I even still need some work on. But I'll show you, it did come out great though. Like how it looks now, it looks incredible compared to like when we first started digging into this. Like when I first bought it even, it looks even so much better now. And so that's kind of what's been going on these last few months. It took me about a month and a half almost to repaint both sides, do the body work and Bondo on both sides. And I'm just now receiving all of these packages from Japan and Australia and other places around the world. Like I got these. I got adjustable toe and camber arms from Megan Racing, which is kind of cool. I got some polyurethane bushings for my sway bar. I thought I was going to upgrade it, but I'm like, factory ones are fine. And I really don't want to spend like $400 on a White Line Racing sway bar. It's just out of my budget right now. But from White Line Racing, I did get these heavy duty sway bar end links. So that's really nice, because these are obviously super weak link. I've broken these in just my daily drivers, just putting miles on the car. So if I'm going to be throwing this thing around corners, I wanted to make sure these can take that beating basically. And then I got these, which are little rear quarter panel flares. I tried to find, and I found a few of them, the Evo 5 and 6 rear flares to make it look more like a wide body. But it was so expensive to import from Malaysia that I'm like, I just can't afford it. Met a guy on the Evo forums who has this on his Evo 3. He's like, dude, these look great. They go on easy. It'll fix, the imperfections of what had to end up getting done to the rear. So I'm gonna end up cutting these to size and painting them the same white that I had to paint the whole car. Well, the portions that I had to paint. So let me show you what it is that I did though, because this took a long time. So at least let me brag a little bit, because again, this was like, I'm proud of this. I've never done anything this big before. I've only done it on like my motorcycles, but like this came out so good. It's not perfect, but it's perfect enough for me. All right, so basically what I had to do on both sides was I had to strip all the paint off from here all the way over there. I had to take the light out, repainted this entire portion all the way down through here. Had to remake this whole floorboard piece right here out of, I'll show you, out of fiberglass molds and everything. Actually had to mold it myself. Had to sand and paint all of this. Basically, I had to recreate this entire piece right here with fiberglass and the filler. This whole piece is actually fiberglass and body filler. I had to reshape and make this by hand, just by eyeballing it. And it didn't come out perfect, unfortunately. But that's what those rear quarter panel flares are for, is that it's gonna bring back this body line that's supposed to be right here. Because it wasn't until I finished this that I realized this car had a body line, and it's supposed to be, this entire piece right here is supposed to be one thick line. And I did not tape off this portion to build it with the body filler. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm not going to go back and redo all this. So I said, screw it. I'm going to just put that piece of trim right here to cover up this little imperfection. So all this will be hidden, so it'll look a lot nicer. And then unfortunately, when Corey cut all this out, he had to do some straight cuts because he didn't have anything to shape the metal to give it that perfect roundness. So as you can see, it kind of goes straight, then it starts to curve. And so those flares are going to help kind of just cover and hide all this. Which really, really sucks. I hate that I have to hide it, but until I can afford, $20,000 full-on paint job with, they strip it to the bare metal, this is what I have to work with. But it came out great though. So that's really exciting. So yeah, all of this had to be recreated. So I had to create all that by hand, just by eyeballing it. All of this, the rust that he cut out was this entire portion right here, was all rusty, but actually it's this piece right here. So this ended up having to get cut out. Actually, I think it went like this. So all of that was right there. But even up more closer to here, there was even more rust that he cut out. I just didn't end up keeping it. And then on the other side, exact same. So sanding that all down almost to the bare metal, bondoing it, repainting it, I think it came out flawless. Like the paint matching was perfect. Again, not perfect, but perfect enough for me. And there's still some areas here too that I still have to wet sand, because unfortunately in my garage I had some things land on the paint. So like I have to wet sand some little hairs and stuff that got stuck on there, and just cut it and buff it. But same thing on this side, there's a huge thing of rust. He had to cut this whole portion out right here. As you can tell, it's a straight piece. So we have to recreate that whole body line with those little flares. And so, yeah, this whole thing, again, all of this, all the way over, had to get repainted. And that was so much work. And then had to refit the side skirts. Finally got around to putting on the back bumper. Still sags a little bit, but it's been like that since the day I bought it. This tab right here is broken off. So I have to, the only thing that's gonna fix it is JB welding it, which I haven't got around to yet, but that's my only fix other than getting a new bumper. And so basically got it all put back together. All the rear subframe components right now are actually in the car. So the bushings that I have to replace are these two. The two on there, the two there, the two that are right there. So those are all going to be, actually they're on the way right now in the mail. They should be here June 24th. It's June 21st right now. So they should be here soon. But yeah, let me go ahead and turn this camera around real quick and explain a little bit more. So yeah, that's it. That's where I've been these last couple months. I've had a couple of you guys reach out to me on Instagram, those who follow me, thank you, asking, hey, where's the car? A couple of you guys actually thought that I sold it, because I made a post. I asked AI to generate a car just like this. Every time I said, hey, make me a white Evo 3 with a carbon hood and a carbon roof and blah, 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 it always came out as like an Evo 5. for some reason. So a lot of you guys thought that I bought an Evo 5. I didn't. I kept it. This is mine forever. I'm gonna keep it till I die at least. So it hasn't gone anywhere. I'm not getting rid of it. I was thinking about it. I was actually thinking about at one point just selling it when I finish it and just buying like an Evo 6, but I've put so much work into this car myself that I'm like, I can't let this go. This is my dream car. Like I can't let this go. I'd only sell this if I knew I could immediately buy another one, or get a 6, but this, I can't get rid of it. There's still so much we can do to it. The next phase right now is, I think next week when my parts come in, there's a local shop in town. They said for about 200 bucks, we'll throw all those little bushings in, and then I gotta take my drive shaft off to Inglewood Drive Shaft Shop. I said that name wrong, but it's like Inglewood Drive Shaft, whatever. Apparently they just did an Evo 3 drive shaft, so they know exactly what I need to rebuild mine. And then I'm hoping, it's what, June 20th or 21st right now? Something like that, June 20th. So on the 24th, my parts should be here. Hopefully in like 2 weeks, I can get them put in. And then in July sometime, I can get the drive shaft rebuilt, throw that back on, put a new tank of E85 in there, start it right up. I'm hoping to God willing, I can get this thing on the road by like August, September at the latest. So expect to see more content then. But I will go MIA for like another month or so while these parts start coming in, and you know, as things are progressing out, the next video I probably make will be of me putting the rear subframe at least back in, because I can do that while the drive shaft's getting rebuilt, because that might take a couple of days. So look forward to the next one. It'll probably be me putting this thing back together and probably even just starting it up. I don't need the drive shaft for that, obviously. So we'll see what happens. But that's it. That's where I've been. That's what you can look forward to. For future plans for this, what I want to do is I got a quote to get this thing wrapped, and because again, I can't afford a $10,000 to $20,000 paint job where they strip it to the bare metal and, you know, restore it basically. So, but I can get it wrapped for about $1,500. So I'm going to go with a super bright white. The Scotia white's nice, but I want something brighter, something a little bit more like that pops out and goes really good with carbon. So we're going to keep it white, but it's going to be even more white. And then after that, it's going to be saving up for a new motor. So I got quoted about 8 to 10 grand to rebuild this motor. So I think that's what we're going to stick with. I don't want to do a 2-3 stroker. I just want to build it, or rebuild it. Something that can take a good 450 to the wheels every day. I'm not looking for crazy horsepower out of this thing. It's making 415 to the wheels right now, so I think 450 is a good spot to sit for a while on a good fresh rebuild, something that can really take the power. Because right now I'm maxing this car's potential out, being that these are only good for like maybe 500 horsepower, but for how long? So I think 415 right now, it's fun power. I think it's just enough. I think 450 would be like that sweet spot. So that's the plan. Get it wrapped after all this is back on the road. And then it may take me 2 years to save up for a rebuild. So within those 2 years, I want to do a couple track days, a couple cool cruises. There's some photo shoots. People have been reaching out to me asking if they could photo shoot my car. I'm like, yep. Especially if I don't have to pay for it. So there's only like 4 Evo 3s in Colorado right now. And no one's really had a chance to like take pictures of them unless they're mine at like a Cars and Coffee. So the fact that they're reaching out to me to want to do these for free, I'm like, yes, please. So I'm really excited. There's some things in the future that's going to happen that I'm really excited about. Again, don't think this is going to be a big YouTube channel. Don't think it's going to blow up, and I don't really care if it does or not. It's just, I'm glad that I get to at least film all of this, so my son and I, when he's older, can watch these and cringe at how horrible I am at making these videos. So, but it'll be fun. Thank you for watching. Look forward to the next one where this thing gets semi put back together. And follow me on Instagram if you don't, at evoevo_3, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.